Hello, good evening.
Good evening, man.
Good evening, mentor.
Yeah. So this class is going to be different. We're going to be taking like a course. I want anybody that doesn't understand anything, right? From where we started from, if it's from Linux to you need like one or two clarifications on certain topics. You can just please let me know.
Yeah, actually, good evening, boss.
Yeah, good evening.
My own is always it's Terraform actually.
Okay, why are you having issues with your Terraform?
Although I've not go through the expert what? I don't know, but it's not like modules in Terraform.
Odigede, can you mute yourself? Yeah, okay. You can continue. You say what? Hello. Adeni, you were saying something.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you said you didn't understand Terraform. I was asking which part.
Yes. Yeah. Like the module part. The module part.
Okay. So for the Terraform modules, have you like taken a course on Terraform?
Yeah. Actually, I have a course. I have a course on DevOps
Okay. What
generally,
course?
not on Terraform.
Okay. What course is that?
DevOps engineer from beginner to advanced.
Who created this course?
It's the is Miran something like that.
Okay.
Miran.
So you haven't checked up from eCloud Guru or Code Cloud.
No, no, I haven't.
Okay. So this is what I would advise to do. Most especially, our advice is to go to Code Cloud. I get what I'm saying, and
Okay,
watch their
okay,
Terraform course there, right? So,
okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
so let me see if I can see a great place. Yeah. So, um, okay. So let's just come down here to Terraform. Okay. So basically, this is the course you're going to need. Terraform Basic Training course. Yeah. Terraform Basic Training course. Then they have the Terraform Associate certification, right? So you should be done with this before you decide to start going into this. And this basically gives you like a whole idea of exactly how Terraform works. I get what I'm saying. So yeah, you can say working with Terraform with AWS, the remote states, the import Terraform modules, right? Where you're having issues with, they have like a whole section for it. So please check out this course. But modules are just like I say, just like you can pull like a particular module from the Terraform registry. I get what I'm saying. So it's just almost the same thing like pulling a Docker container, right? So you can just go to the Terraform registry, search for the module you want to pull. If it is a VPC, right? You can check the module and basically pull it into your Terraform space, or you can create your own module, right? The whole purpose of modules is to make your infrastructure reusable. I get what I'm saying. So if you want to create the same thing over maybe different um, regions, right? It will be best for you to use something like modules. Or if you want it to be usable and you want to put it out there on GitHub, yeah, modules is the best way you can write Terraform. So is that your whole problem? I mean,
Yes, for now, I think it's Terraform. No, as I said that like I'm currently going through Docker,
okay,
but I think I'm getting that one. So basically, it's Terraform that I'm having issue with. But I will go through the I will go through the POP lab and check out the course.
okay, okay. Thank you,
Can you hear me?
Anthony. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. Um, you can unmute your mic, please. Yeah. So what
Good
you
evening,
say?
mentor.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah, me, I think I would like to have more idea on Ansible roles in Ansible. Though you've mentioned it in one of our class, I think maybe if you can buttress it for us, to be great.
Okay. Um, for rules, I'm guessing we have used rules before. But one thing I'll tell you is this: the best video, right, and the most understandable video you can watch. I don't know, do you have access to the YouTube video? I'm guessing I shared it with Caleb.
No, I don't.
That's okay. So I'll basically send you the YouTube video. That's where you basically understand exactly how rules work. But to just give you like an insight of it, so it's like okay, so this is perfect. So for the Terraform or the Ansible rules, rules are just like the way you would normally create um normal tax. I get what I'm saying on your Ansible.yaml page, right? But now you have to create like a new directory, call that directory roles. I get what I'm saying. Then you need to create a role section. So like you can see here, this is host and all because we're targeting all host, and we're using the sudo become true. And now we have rules instead of tags. Normally, by default, it's supposed to be tags, like I say, right? So now the first rule that we're basically selecting is install underscore service, right? We're basically calling out the name of exactly what that rule does. It helps us install the services. So if you go to the install service section and scroll down, you can see that we have a role called install service. So by default, and what Ansible does is this, it automatically comes to your directory and look for a directory called rules. And look at the letters. There's no capital letter in this because if you do put a capital letter, you get an error. I guess what I'm saying. It looks for a directory called rules with a small letter R, and it finds that directory. And inside that directory, it looks for another directory called install underscore service, which is going to find, right? Which is exactly this. And it has to be exactly the same name. There should not be any changes with the name that is here and the name is stated in your rules. So when you now have this basic rule here, the next thing you need to do is you now need to create another directory inside this directory and call that directory tax with an S, right? So you write your tax, and inside this tax directory is when you must now create like a main.yaml file. So it's just the default, right? This is the default name, main.yaml, and you have to keep it simple as main.yaml. So when you open this file, yeah, you can just see we're basically installing nginx and PHP, right? And here you don't see anything like tags. You just see the name of you see the name of the tags, right? You see the tags we're installing. You see the name of the other tags, and you see the tags we're installing, right? So that is just like a simple like explanation of how rules work. And now for copy files, it is very easy because now you know that okay, there's the tag section where we have our main.yaml file. I get what I'm saying. And this is the code that we're basically going to use to copy everything. So this is copy the nginx default file to server, and this is copy the PHP file to print hostname to server. So we're basically copying two files, right? And if you come to our file section and you copying these files, when you use the copy module, right, a particular row, which is the copy files, when you use the copy module and you basically like state where it is from, like for instance here, this is source src, right? Now you don't need to basically write out the full part because what Ansible does is this: it automatically once you have written a src, it automatically comes back to this copy files directory and looks for a file called files. Are you getting what I'm saying? And if you open these files, you will see default here. So that's exactly how we get default. I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm saying.
A little bit confusing.
A little bit confusing.
Memento, please. What's the advantage of using rows over just writing the file out normally like we usually do?
Okay, so the difference between it is this: when you are trying to, just like the way Terraform modules are, right? Just like the way Terraform modules are, before you can even push it to Terraform registry, I'm guessing there has to be like a particular way it has to be. Do you get what I'm saying? So you have all your variables in one particular place. You have all your um, infrastructure stated out, right? So that it's very easy for someone to just like input all his values into the variables and automatically spin everything up. That's the same thing. That's exactly how rules work, right? So you just have to put it in a particular way before you can push it to your registry, right?
No.
Another thing about rules is this: it is a standard, right, in the industry. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a default way like you have to write if you are using Ansible. You get what I'm saying? Depending on the kind of tax you are using, right? And also it makes everything a lot cleaner and easier. So
Mentor, that default, are we the one that will create the default file inside the role, or it will be created by the Ansible?
you have to create this. This is you that will create anything that is in this files directory. Is you that's creating it. You want to copy anything that is here to the remote server, right? That's why if you see this command, we're using the copy module, right? We're copying this file that we created in the files directory. It has to be here. It can't be anywhere else unless Ansible will not be able to detect it. You get what I'm saying? It has to be here, and that's why we just have default. And the destination we're copying it to is slash etc slash nginx slash site dash available. We're giving it owner of root, group root, and the mode of 0744. I get what I'm saying. The same thing we're also doing with the PHP that helps us print the hostname to the server. The source also is index.php. Ansible automatically comes to this copy files directory, comes to and look for a directory called files. It will definitely find it because this is it, and it will look for a file called index.php, which is this, right? And it will copy it to the destination of slash var slash www slash html. Also give it owner and group of root and mode of 0744.
Please open the default. What's inside the default?
The default is just a default page for Nginx that helps us change one thing. Because if you scroll down here, you see it helps us add the index.php, meaning that we want Nginx to also like run on PHP. That's the website, the web server side of it. Because by default, you only have access to HTML. You can only use HTML files to display a website on Nginx. Also, the same thing with Apache, right? But now we now want to add index.php because I'm guessing in the old school tags they said you guys should use like a programming language or so. That's the reason why we did this. So now we created exactly this is exactly the same file you see in the default file of Nginx, right? But we now took that file and we're now adding our own line to it. Normally we would have just like gone to Nginx default file and make this change and save it, right? But now we want to use the file because we're using Ansible to automate everything. I don't know if that's clear. The same thing with the index of PHP. It's the same HTML code with the PHP command, right? Which is echo hostname dot get hostname, which helps us get the hostname of the server. Then you have all these HTML body parts. So I don't know, is it clear? Do you have like an understanding of what I just said, or do you have any questions at all?
A little bit clear, but can we have further material to look in?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've dropped this video over and over and over in the group, but I'll drop it again. That's the video that gives you access to what was the name? This roles, Ansible rules that teaches you exactly how to go about Ansible rules, right? And it is very, very clear. Just like I said in the AWS, right? The one on the Udemy account is very clear. This is also one of the best materials you can actually learn or use to learn Ansible. So yeah, I'll drop it again in the group. So I don't know, is there any other?
And thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Is there any other topic anybody here doesn't understand? From Linux to Jenkins currently where we are. Okay. So how far have you guys gone with the tasks that have been given in the mastermind? Okay, how far have you guys gone with this tax? That's the Jenkins automate the deployment of the mini project with Jenkins, also automate the deployment of the holiday project with Jenkins. How far have you guys gone with it? Also, the same thing with the Docker task and the same thing with Terraform. I haven't like gotten any updates from you guys yet. I'm guessing where we stopped was at Ansible. Yeah, that's where we had a class on that someone shared his or her screen and explained everything. But we have not done anything on Terraform. How are you guys going about the Terraform?
Well, I'm still on Terraform. I'm still on the ECS cluster on
Yeah.
Terraform. So I'm still on that one. I'm not yet on Jenkins. I'm still behind a bit. I'm still
Okay.
working up to that.
Okay. Is there any other person that is currently on Terraform?
Yeah, yeah, I'm still on Terraform.
Okay. Okay. So is there any questions so far? Do you guys have any questions?
Yes, I think someone said although I've not checked, that the capstone project has been updated on the LMS, but I've not checked though. I've not checked mine, so I don't know how true. I don't know if anybody has checked here.
If it comes to, have you guys done your third semester exam?
Is everything?
Have you guys done your third semester exam? This one that they're bringing out the capstone project.
No, no, no. We've not done the third semester exam.
Is there any deadline for the capstone project?
That's why I said that I've not even checked, but just saw. I think it was Kile
Okay.
that said it has been uploaded on the LMS. But someone actually checked my learning cycle. Someone checked and it was an empty file, empty folder. Nothing is inside. So, but since then I've not checked mine.
Yeah, it has been uploaded, but you have to complete the LMS. You have to complete the other courses before you get there.
Okay. Okay, so I'll take the silence as everybody understands everything from Linux to Jenkins. So
Yeah, the truth is that I'm just that's not actually true. So, like we're still going through the course. So that's why I can't bully say that we understand. I'm talking on my own, like my own share. I can't bully say that I understand because I'm just trying to go through the course and try to know one or two things before I can say, okay, I understand these things and I want to ask question because I don't even know it yet. So there's no I can ask question what I don't know.
yeah,
So that's why.
but everybody like
Uh,
is there?
Mentor,
Yeah,
I would also want to second what this my previous caller, talked about too.
yeah,
I'm still trying to calibrate my head around the Linux, everything in general. So I'll just try and start with some of them. Then as I progresses, I'll be able to ask
yeah.
appropriate questions.
Okay.
So bash scripting is still like still like something serious for me. But let me just start on my own, just to put one or two things together, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah. So the end goal, depending. Okay, well, I say, let me just say
Mentor, can
my.
you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Day for yesterday, I tried to see to run this Docker command. I use Docker run, and then still not to work on my my Git bash. I try to use what could be the possible.
Okay, you're trying to run Docker run on your Git bash,
Yes,
not on your
having
Vagrant
difficulty.
machine. It's not on your Vagrant machine. Yeah.
Yeah, so but it didn't
Is the way you're running it, is it on your Vagrant machine or on Git bash?
on Git bash.
Okay, try to run it on Vagrant and make sure that Docker is installed.
So when into it, then it seemed not to be. Is there anything I'm not doing right?
You say what?
Is it because I'm using Git bash or must
Okay, so
I have to
your Git bash is not the same as a Linux machine. I guess what I'm saying. Git bash just gives you the privilege to use some Linux command on your Windows machine. So it's not the same thing as a Linux machine. And you running Docker on Git bash won't basically give you the same result as you running Docker on the Linux machine. So it's more advisable you use Vagrant.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mentor, you can install WSL on if it's using Windows. Vagrant is giving me problem for Docker, so I have to install WSL. Then after installing WSL, I now install Ubuntu on it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not the kind of person that will tell you to install something else because I don't want like a situation where you come now you see Mentor Emmanuel so I should install WSL. There's something now wrong with my system. I get once maybe I didn't install it correctly. What I would advise you to
Uh,
do is either you use cloud providers, right? Or if you can access your Vagrant, you can do it on Vagrant. And cloud providers are quite easier because it's just
Okay, yes, true.
yeah,
I'm always using the cloud provider. I use DigitalOcean a lot, and I've never really had any issues with running those codes.
yeah. So that's just one thing. Although you can still say you want to install them because I've heard one or two things about people saying they installed WSL and something happened to their system or something like that. So you can still take the risk to say you want to install WSL. Maybe Adidiji can guide you. I don't know. Because he said he has been.
Or is it not advisable to use WSL? Because I was thinking I will use that for the capstone project.
No, if it works for you, it's fine. You can use it. There's no issue with
It's, it's,
WSL.
it's working fine.
Yeah,
It's
that's
working
the
fine.
thing. If it's working fine, you can still keep using it. But someone that just wants to download it, you don't know exactly how his system is. You get what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
but you can actually show him exactly how to do it, the way you did yours, if that is possible.
Okay, I'll
I will
share
DM
a
you.
video
Let
with
me.
you. I'll share a video with you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. So, like I was saying before, there are basically different kind of people when it comes to this old school program, right? The first kind of person is the person that basically wants to know everything because of they have the the hope that they like get an internship. The second kind of person is the person that wants to just get a certification and be done. I get what I'm saying. And the third kind of person is the person that is just going with the wind. Wherever the wind takes you, you just follow the wind and go. So the best thing to do now is to just identify yourself. I get what I'm saying. Are you the kind of person that is going for an internship or are you the kind of person that just wants the certification? I get what I'm saying. If you just want the certification, you just need to know that okay, you just need to like have like little understanding about these things to get your certification. And when you get a certification, you can take out time again to start relearning all these things, right? But if you're the kind of person that want an internship, then you know that okay, I want to really like understand these things in depth. I get what I'm saying because at the end of all school, I might be um, they might give me an internship. And you can't work on an internship if you don't have an idea of how these things work. So just identify your kind of person and know how you can basically, because I've seen a lot of people like texting me that okay, I don't have time for all this. I don't. There's not enough time, and all this type of thing. So understand, do you want an internship? If you are very busy and you basically don't want an internship, you just want a certification, then yeah, you can basically like Nee said. I don't know if he's actually interested in getting the internship, but he said he's still in bash scripting. You can basically just take your time to go through everything. I get what I'm saying. It just depends on um the kind of person that you are. So
All right, boss.
yeah,
I want to get the as in that for now. I'm not interested in it. What's it called, the internship, but I want to see what I can actually make do of
yeah,
this whole thing on my own.
yeah,
Probably create a product and services on my own. That's just the my most important thing for me.
yeah. So you just need to know your kind of person and go for the one that actually works for you. Okay. So is there any questions ahead or so your questions can be Linux or cloud 2 based or it can just be cloud based as a whole.
Mentor.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just pick one small task and try to know more how to use the documentation to run the task. We can do one together, then it will help all the tasks you gave us also.
Hmm. The main purpose the main reason why I gave you guys that tax, right, is how do I put this? Like I said before, I'm not going to be solving any of the tasks on that what's it called? What is going to happen is someone is going to be done with it and the person is going to come on and basically share a screen and tell us how he did it. You get what I'm saying? Because if I just keep solving every single thing, then I don't think you guys really get the whole point of the mastermind as a whole, right? But since you said I can show you guys like a documentation of how to go about all this. So let me see. For Terraform, and that's one thing about all this tax Terraform tax. You can't basically just like use one resource. For instance, now you can go to AWS, right, or to Terraform registry and check for ACS. You definitely see a how to create an ACS cluster, right? But that's not just all. There are a lot of things that are basically behind the there are a lot of things that are basically behind the whole creation of ACS, right? For instance, a VPC, you need to create subnets, you need to create security groups, you need to create internet gateway and all these other things, right? But what I would advise you to do is whatever tags I give, the whole point is for you to research. All this is just gives one idea at the end of the day. Research, right? You can come over to your browser and basically just research, right? How to create an EC2 or ECS cluster with Terraform. And you can see one of the examples here. Yeah, and this basically gives you the idea of trying and trying again until you get something that works. You get what I'm saying? So you come out here because most of what is what's it called tags that they basically drop here, right? Or most of what the solutions they drop here, these are solutions that have been for a very long time. So they might actually not be working now. But the whole idea is when you get to read a particular website, you get the whole point. seems like I'm having like okay, so can you guys hear me now? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes,
Yes,
boss, we can hear
yes, we
you.
can hear you.
Yeah,
Yes.
Like I was saying, you basically come here how to create an ECS on Google, right? And you can get a whole lot of content. Like I said before, the whole point of this is to learn how to research. I get what I'm saying. Learn how to research because you will get basic tasks, right? For those that are still going to be continuing the whole mastermind, right? You'll be getting access to projects like real-time projects that basically shows exactly or gives you more experience, right? So if you're working with all those kind of things, it's better you learn how to research now on your own. You get what I'm saying? So now you come down here and you basically see how to deploy an ECS cluster, which we just opened here. So yeah, so if you scroll down, you can see a whole lot of things he said about why use ECS over EC2. You get more knowledge about how it works, and yeah, you can see the whole beginning of the code, the VPC, the subnets, the internet gateway, the route tables, the security groups, the EC2 instances, which is we have here, right? So we have like an AWS launch template, right, where we state that we want you state the type of instance type you want. Well, and if you're not someone that actually reads a lot, right, you don't really like reading, you can also use YouTube. I get what I'm saying. You can use YouTube to basically get more understanding of what an ECS is, how to use it, what it actually does. I get what I'm saying. So it's not just about copying the code and pasting it because that's not the whole point of these stacks. It's not about if you get it or not. The whole point is for you to go through like a whole process of researching. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's just the whole point of all the stacks I'm giving here. So you can go through all this, and here it says Dockerize an Apache web server, which is something that is actually very simple. Also, Dockerize Nginx web server, and you have create a simple HTML page, right? Where you create a simple HTML page and you open the ports of 80 and port 443, right? And you basically mount all this. All this you are going to be doing all this using like a Docker Compose, right? Remember, I said Docker Compose is just like the um, bash scripting for Linux, right? But now this is for Docker. So that's the end of that. And Jenkins, you use Jenkins to automate this and use Jenkins to automate this, right? So, are there any questions so far?
Mentor, in creating an EC2 on AWS,
Mm-hmm.
when is it advisable to use? Maybe you have a default VPC and a default security group. Is it advisable to run it on those default or create a new security group and
Okay,
subnet and VPC?
it depends on what you're using it to do, right? If you are creating a new VPC, it will be advisable for you to create a new security group and subnet and all this kind of thing, right? But if you just want to like check something out fast, because one thing I'll tell you is the configuration on the security default security group won't be the same as the one you want. Are you getting me? So if you just want to check something out fast, you can basically use the default.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so any questions? Any other person with any questions?
Well, I think we should just work on the mastermind project for now and continue studying.
Okay.
But with this class to continue,
This, which of the classes?
like this this call, like the normal days.
Okay, yeah. We still have like a class on Thursday too.
All right.
Yeah, we still have a class on Thursday. So I don't know if you guys don't have any questions, you can basically um drop your question on the mastermind group. That's when you have like a question to ask, right? So yeah, good night and see you guys on Thursday.
Thank you so much. Good night.